SaniyaRain reporting for Kids First, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Kate Larson about her new film, Into the Spotlight, which she is both the writer of and stars as Laura Banks. Miss Larson has loved performing since a young age. Now, she is not only in front of the cameras, but she also is writing scripts and stories. She is known for her role in A Very Quarantwinned Christmas and the TV show The Glitch. Thank you, Ms. Larson, for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me.
What an impressive career you've had. Into the Spotlight seems that it might be a bit biographical. Is it?
It is. It reaches like a lot of different ages. When I first started writing it, my dream was to reach younger kids and teens. But as the movie started filming, our whole team started realizing that there was more than just teens could watch it, and that their whole families could watch it together. It was really, really neat.
That's really sweet and a great way to show your work, too. How has being a performer from an early age impacted your involvement in this film as both a writer and an actor?
Yeah, so I started theater when I was like around 4. And then from there, I just kind of fell in love with it. And my mom just knew that there was going to be like a passion there later on. And so when I was around 12, I got into film acting and started taking my training very seriously because I felt like it was an area that the Lord was really calling me into. So as that kind of happened, I started writing like screenplays when I was probably around 13. I like loved writing novels and that type stuff. And so I got on set and I was like, I thought I could write a screenplay. And my mom was like, yeah, just go for it. Why don't you try it? So that night I just remember going home and I just started like writing one. And from there I was just hooked. So I wrote the short film for Into the Spotlight and then we filmed that. Then it got a great response. And then from there we started writing the feature. So, it has had a great, not like my background in like musical theater definitely catapulted me into loving musicals. And so I love how Into the Spotlight isn't just film and TV, but it also brings back kind of like my musical background. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's actually really great, and we actually have something in common too. Because I started looking for agents in acting when I was 2, so that's cool.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Out of all the scenes, which can you say was your favorite?
Ooh, I think there's so many. It's like hard to choose a favorite. Probably one of my favorites. I think the ending scene is probably my favorite. Not like the dancing part, but just this part where Laura and Ben kind of just come back together. And I don't know, like that was like the sweetest scene for me to like film and also to write because it just came from such like a sentimental place of just seeing friends not, give up on each other, and also seeing like her reunion with her family was also like one of my favorites. So yeah,
Yeah,
my two
the end
favorites.
of the film was actually one of my favorites too, because I love the movie. Like it was just so well put together, and the ending actually did like surprise. It was like surprising, but then it was also like nice and like gathering. So that was really nice.
You. That means so much. Seriously.
I'm actually quite drawn to the costumes in this film. Which outfit can you say was your favorite out of them all?
Yeah, so the blue gown was probably my favorite, because me and my mom were actually the ones that found it. And so we went from store to store and eventually we came and put on the blue dress. And immediately I was like, yeah, this is Laura Banks right there. I think it was just like such a pivotal part of the scene, and all like the pivotal scenes she was in that dress. So I don't know, it kind of had like a sentimental value to me. So even when we moved up to Nashville, I was like, I'm bringing my blue dress. I'm like, I'm not leaving that thing. It's really, that was probably my favorite. But I think Terry Middleton did all the costumes and she did such an incredible job. Seriously.
You play the role of a daughter whose father isn't always around for her. Was that difficult to pursue?
It actually wasn't. My dad has actually been really, really present in my life. So that's not like something I drew personal experience from, but I knew like a lot of friends who went through that with their fathers. And yeah, I think William, I think he's a really neat character. And I think it's cool to see the bond that him and Laura have. And it also kind of, you see her bond with Leigh-Allyn Baker, Kim's character. So it wasn't actually hard to portray, but both those actors, I mean, the moment I walked on the set, they were just so incredible to work with and so much fun and just so welcoming. And especially with me being so like awestruck of them, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, they've done so much. I'm like, what am I doing? And like in every scene, they were just like, they just met me where I was at. And they were so like nuanced. And it was awesome. Couldn't imagine like better people playing my parents.
Yeah, that's great, and you played the role really well too.
Thank you.
What's one line from the movie that your character Laura says that really sticks with you?
I think one of her lines is, "No, this is what I thought I wanted. This whole time I've been pretending to be something that I'm not." And I think that was, like, a line that really stuck with me, and even at the end, it was, it kind of after we filmed it, I was like, "Whoa." I'm like, "That was really powerful," because, I feel like I know for me, like, I feel like a lot of our generation has, we feel like we're being pressured into being something that we're not, or, saying stuff so that's cool and being in, like, the bandwagon type movement. But I feel like that was kinda cool for Laura to kind of see where she's like, "You know what? This isn't me, and I don't have to pretend to be something that I'm not, just that people accept me." So, yeah, that was probably one of my favorite lines.
That's great, and that's really sweet too. Did you do any vocal training to prepare yourself for this role?
So, the part where I'm playing at the piano, that's me singing, and before filming Into the Spotlight, like, it was seriously birthed off my insecurity because I hated my voice. So, like, the whole story came from me being like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I could, like, sing into a magic microphone and it would give me the ability to sing." And so from there was honestly, like, no preparation, because Rosie Myers just was so insanely talented, and yeah, just the part where I was singing, I mean, they were like, "Alright, sound as bad as you want to, Kate," and I was like, "Sounds good." So, in real life, I do sing, but not to the same extent that Rosie Myers sings in the movie.
Okay, and it actually matches up really well because I didn't know that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was really, really fun when when I heard her singing all the songs and, like, lip syncing and pretending her voice was mine was, like, so, like, insane. I was like, "Oh my goodness." Yeah, she's amazing.
That actually leads to my next question too, which is, Laura plays the piano really well. Are you a pianist, or did you have to learn to play for the role too?
Yeah, so piano's been one of my biggest passions. I absolutely love it. I started playing piano when I was younger, so I didn't have to learn it for the role, but that was a really neat experience for me to kind of connect with Laura on that level.
See, that's really sweet, and that's great to know too, because in the movie it seemed like you played it well, and now I know that is true in real life as well.
Thank you.
What message do you hope audiences will take away from watching this film?
Yeah, I hope people can just be inspired and that it can be a movie that, anybody can watch with their family. So where you're not having to like sit there and fast forward through scenes. I just feel like that's something that can be really powerful. And I hope that younger girls can watch it and really resonate with Laura Banks and realize that they are enough as they are. And you don't really need an object, to find your identity in something else because you alone are enough. And yeah, I think that's like the main message, and that your family and your friends are really important and not taking them for granted is really, really important.
I think I definitely picked up on that too, because it was just such a sweet ending. Um,
Thank you.
Thank you for talking with me, Kate Larson. It's been a pleasure. Make sure to look out for Into the Spotlight when it releases on September 1st, 2023. I'm SaniyaRain, reporting for Kids First. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to stay informed about upcoming films. Thank you. Bye.